Mind. Today we're talking with our friends from the Detroit Recovery Project, and now we're joined with Eddie Killens and Deborah Mitchell. Welcome. Eddie, you're a recovery coach with Detroit Recovery Project, and Deborah, you're going through the program.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience and what you're going through.
Well, they've helped me quite a bit. I came through a three-quarter house, and Mr. Johnson and his staff helped me to obtain housing. I came from, staying in a three-quarter house with 13 different personalities, and women and things like that. And, they helped me to get my own place, to better deal with society, be responsible, get my health and everything like that together and up to par. I'm really grateful for their, assistance and support.
Do you feel that you could have accomplished these things without the assistance of Detroit Recovery Project?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tell us about that. Like, how aggressively have they stepped into your life to help you create this infrastructure?
They've leaded the pathway for me to obtain housing and to hold on to it, to further my education, my employment. They've helped me to buy the job fairs and things like that, because they have information and things like that, for the clients, and just to, be very supportive through my journey.
And for that journey to begin, Eddie, how far is Detroit Recovery Project willing to go when someone comes to them and says, hey, I'm in my addiction, but I'm ready to recover and I'm ready to come out of this thing?
Well, we're ready to walk with them hand in hand at that point. Of course, recovery starts just at that point when the individual is ready. Now he's able to go forward. So we're ready to walk with him hand in hand all the way.
And how do you do that? What does a recovery coach do?
Well, first we want to sit down and figure out or have the client or member, as we call them at Detroit Recovery Project, what are their goals? What do they desire to do with their life? Because we want to leave it on them. And so we begin to assist them in that area. If something has to be readjusted, we'll readjust it, but mainly their goals. And so we start with their goals, and then of course, as you working towards some other things begin to reveal itself. And so then we work from there too.
And how many hours a week do you spend with your clients?
It varies. Again, it's on the individual, what stage of treatment they're in, what are their goals. So it's going to vary from person to person. But we did 9 to 5, sometimes 9 to 12 at night. I've had calls to go out to get clients medication, make sure they get home, because for one, he was a diabetic. He was about to go into a diabetic coma, and he didn't have his medication, so I had to get out the bed, go get him, make sure he got to his medication.
Wow.
So.
And as you go through the program, Deborah, is it still requiring you to go to any kind of treatment, any kind of group sessions, or is it just about employment and housing?
Well, it's about group support, because we need to support one another, to let others know that it can be done.
And so Detroit Recovery Project goes well beyond just the traditional 12-step program. Let's talk about addiction in and of itself. You guys actually deal with the barriers in life that a person has to get past as well, so that they can concentrate on remaining sober, correct?
Correct.
And can you elaborate on that, what your process is a little bit?
Well, we want to identify the barriers first. Again, each individual is unique in his own way. So what's a barrier for her won't be a barrier for anyone else. So we want to identify the barriers that this person might have in their life. Want to find out what their strengths are. Want to find out what have they done in the past when they were successful, and then start tapping into it from that area.
And you're in recovery yourself, correct?
Yes.
So how do you incorporate your own recovery into helping others?
Well, my lived experience is one of my greatest attributes. But I try to not only use it for identification purposes, to instill hope, to let them know if I can do it, you can do it as well. And so I come from that angle.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being with us today. We'll have more from Detroit Recovery Project after this.
I was feeling so alone.
I was going through
Good job, Eddie.